Time now for a look at the day's business news, and for that we're joined by business editor Stephen Carroll. Stephen, we're going to start in Argentina and the finance minister travelling to Washington, in fact, to meet with the IMF's Christine Lagarde.
That's right, and they're going to be discussing plans to speed up payments from the country's $50 billion bailout. The IMF says that Buenos Aires has its full support and that they're working on a revised economic plan with the country's government. Now, that plan includes fresh austerity measures unveiled on Monday, which will see the number of ministries slashed and taxes increased. The aim is to stem the slump in the country's currency. The peso is down 50% against the dollar so far this year. The measures announced on Monday, though, not really helping to stem that tide of a fall in the peso. It's down another 4% against the dollar in trading that followed those announcements from the finance ministry in Argentina. So 4% stronger against the dollar. So $1 buying just over 38.5 pesos. So that's a weakening of the peso on the markets. Now, one of the most controversial measures announced on Monday was a tax on exports. That's something that will hurt Argentinian farmers. President Macri even admitted that it's a bad tax.
We're going to ask those who have more of a capacity to contribute. I'm referring to those that export in Argentina, that their share will be greater. We know that it's bad, very bad tax, which goes against what we want to promote, which are more exports to generate more quality work in every corner of Argentina. But I have to ask you to understand that this is an emergency and we need your support.
The French bank Société Générale says it could reach a deal with American authorities within the coming weeks over allegations of violating sanctions. In a statement, the bank says it was in discussions with certain US dollar transactions made with countries that were under American embargoes. SocGen has set aside €1.2 billion to cover the costs of any penalties. Well, staying here in France, the government is set to make a final decision later about its overhaul of the income tax system. Unlike most developed countries, French workers don't have their income tax deducted from their salaries and instead pay it separately every month or every quarter. The change to a pay-as-you-earn system is due to come into force in January, but faces opposition from some quarters. In an effort to smooth the changes, one of France's biggest banks is also making changes to the way that it pays workers. Alison Sargent has the story.
In most countries, a yearly salary is divided over 12 months. In France, it's divided over 13, and that extra month is usually paid at the end of the year, a bonus known as the 13th month. From January, France plans to introduce a pay-as-you-earn income tax system, taking a bite out of monthly salaries. French bank BNP Paribas wants to use the 13th month to compensate, dividing it up among the year's other paychecks. A monthly boost welcomed by many of the bank's 50,000 employees.
As an accompaniment to tax changes, it's true that it will soften the blow to our paychecks.
Unions are less enthusiastic. They say the end-of-year bonus works better for employees.
They'd get it in November, just before the holidays. It made it possible for people to do their holiday shopping.
While spreading out the 13th month bonus could be demoralizing come the holiday season, BNP is ultimately hoping to shield both its employees and the economy from the psychological impact of withholding taxes. French economists worry that even if mathematically nothing is changing, seeing a smaller paycheck each month could cause employees to think twice about their spending, and that could have a knock-on effect for the French economy.
Well, let's check in on what's happening on the markets for you this hour. Trading just getting underway in Europe. Markets there opening in positive territory. Shares in the French telecoms company Iliad up 2% in Paris. That's despite the results showing a drop in mobile subscribers. Investors had been expecting that, though, which explains the share price change. Over in Asia today, we had markets starting the day lower but turning positive as the day went on. Shanghai Composite now up over 1%. Trade worry still playing into an Asian investor concerns, though, but we're seeing that, I suppose, fears being allayed as the day goes on there in Asia. On the currency markets, just a quick check on what a euro will buy you today in trading. €1 worth $1.15 and 90 pence sterling as well. Finally, for me, an American football player who sparked controversy by kneeling during the national anthem has been chosen as the face of Nike's latest advertising campaign. Colin Kaepernick is headlining the 30th anniversary of the Just Do It ads by the sportswear brand. In 2016, he refused to stand for the anthem as a protest against police violence against black Americans. The advertisement shows Kaepernick with the slogan, "Believe in something, even if it means sacrificing everything." Now, he's been sponsored by Nike since 2011, the company standing by him during the controversy. Eve.
OK, thanks a lot for that business update, Stephen.